Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, it's 5:32. We got our audio problems and visual checked out, so let's call the meeting to order. Is there approval of minutes?
I motion to approve.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Oliva.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion passes. Minutes are approved. Okay, do we have a public comment? We have a gentleman who wishes. As per the rules, we have 3 minutes. Can somebody keep a timer on us for 3 minutes to keep everything going? Sir, please state your name.
My name is Brian Michael Cohen.
Okay, please proceed.
In February, my right to the 14th Amendment was violated by this library. They called the police on me over breaking rules that are not available to the public. The 14th Amendment protects from arbitrary enforcement, which means if one person violates a rule, everyone should be held accountable for the same violation. I was told I had too many bags, and another person right next to me also had many bags, but I was singled out. That is arbitrary enforcement, unfair. The rules are not posted on the walls. You can't find them online. You just have to wait till you violate them and they tell you. That's arbitrary. Like, I was singled out because I'm homeless. You could single out a black man the same way, just by saying, oh, you broke these rules. They'll ask, what rules did I break? And you said, oh, here. People have to know the rules so you can enforce them and so people don't violate them. I was put into prison for 2 months. I maintained my innocence and the case was dismissed. Because I'm homeless, I have not sued the Brownsville government or the library, but I believe I'm still able to. And I just wanted to make my story public.
Is that it?
Yes, I relinquished my time.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Are there any other comments? Okay. All right, we will move on to the first item, which would be adult services. There we go.
Good afternoon. My name is Berta. I will be presenting on the adult services that we had for the past month and what we will be doing this month. So during the month of April, we had something called the Book Face Challenge. We let patrons post pictures of themselves with the front cover of a book, as you guys can see some examples. And whoever got the most likes would be the winner. So the child there, he won. And then you can see a picture with his mom getting the prizes. We gave him a Ninja Turtles book, like the children's department. We gave him a Scrabble game and a touch desk. So, then we had a afternoon. Adults craft afternoon, we created bookmarkers using plant pressed flowers, pressed flowers, and using magazines too. We would cut them up so that you can just decorate the bookmarkers as they need to. And then we had this, of course, at both branches, and then we also had an adult game night too. We were playing Family Feud, Candyland, Apples to Apples, and Monopoly. Then we had the Adult Services Committee. We did our Planet Trivia Night, and those are our winners. Some of an example of some of the questions that we asked were like, if the electric cars are completely emission free, false. Or even harder ones too. I don't know.
What's the
I
answer
not
to that
really read that well, but
The hole in the ozone layer has completely healed.
yeah, some were very easy, some were difficult. And they did all
What is the
100 of
process?
them
Wow.
because they were really into it. The prices were like a water filter Riva,
Cool.
a portable fan, a mini mobile fan,
Mm.
and a large Easter lily, peace lily plant. They really loved that. We even displayed it at Cirque for a while because everybody was just in awe of it. Yes, come to the night,
Lily.
win it. Then during this month of May, for Mother's Day, we're having the Flowers with Mom and Manicure sponsored by the Salon and Spa Institute.
When is
They're here
that?
right now,
Today?
just moms, manicures. And while they're waiting their turn to get that done, we're gonna be crafting flowers. So
Oh,
then the next week, we're gonna be having the Let's Get Cooking class, and we're gonna be doing pico de gallo, and don't get to eat it with tortilla chips. And then on Thursday of that week, in celebration of the Women's Health Month, we're gonna be having two reps from UT Health. They're gonna come in and talk about women's health. And the coach from Tu Salud 50, he will be having a 20-minute, 30-minute exercise class for the women.
Cool.
So that's what we're doing for this month.
oh, those are really good activities.
Thank you very much.
I did go to the bookmark one.
Uh-huh.
That was really fun. The kids were having a lot of fun.
Was it here?
Oh, I went to the one in
South-
South, yes,
Okay.
in Southmost, and that was a really creative way to,
I'm glad they did more than one bookmarker.
yeah, yes.
We were there and out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that the next time you do that, because the guy, I mean, you need to bring a sample, because we can't really just look at it. We need to see samples of chips and stuff like that.
Make sure you join the event.
Yeah, I know.
We'll have her go to the event.
Yeah, but that's for my, I can't go to that one. All right, thank you very much. Next would be youth services.
Hi, guys. I'm Ivy Danielson, the children's librarian here at the main branch. Right. So last month was Easter. So our big thing going on last month was our extravaganza events. We had one at Southmost and one here at Maine. And they were so much fun. Everyone loved it. It was really, really neat to see all the families coming and participating with their kids and getting their picture taken. So at Southmost, we had, in attendance, we had 496 people, and we had 493 people.
Yeah, I've noticed that the Southmost has been getting a lot more.
Mhm.
Thanks to
Yes.
the
Whatever
awesome
you all
work that
doing,
you guys are
it's
doing.
working.
Keep doing it.
Yeah. Thank you. Then we also had, so we had extravaganza on one day, and then the next day we had our sensory friendly extravaganza. We had, again, one at Southmost and one here at Maine. And that was also really awesome, really rewarding to see all the families coming to that and all the kids taking pictures and enjoying the egg hunt in a more sensory friendly environment. And so at Southmost, we had 106 people come, and at Maine, we had 147 people come. Yeah.
For sensory, yes.
And those are becoming, we're getting more numbers every time we do that.
Popular.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. They're probably spreading the word and coming in.
We also had our Lego Lab, toddler play date, stories and snacks, sensory friendly play date, and bouncing babies in April. We didn't have kids nights because those were the days that the extravaganzas were happening. But we had all our other programs. So there's some cute pictures from, so the left, on the bottom left, that's from a sensory friendly play date, a Lego Lab, toddler play date, and stories and snacks. So coming up this month, tomorrow we have our kids' night where we'll be making wind chimes, flower wind chimes. They're really cute. And then next week we'll be hand print parrots. They'll trace their hands and make. And of course, our regular programming. So Bouncing Babies, Stories and Snacks, Stories y Cuentos every Wednesday. And our sensory friendly play date, the first Thursday of every month. Our toddler play date is the first Friday of every month, and our Lego labs are the fourth Friday. And coming up real soon is our summer reading program, and we are super excited. This is the theme for this year, Color Our World. And these are some of the graphics that go with it, and it's just so cute and colorful. And we're bringing in some really fun presenters and activities, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited.
Do you have the actual date though, or, because I saw they said 3 weeks countdown.
Yes, so we'll have our kickoff party that I believe it's that first Monday in June. Yeah, June 2nd is the kickoff party. And all these dates will be made public as the time gets closer.
Can we have copies of your calendar for me?
Yeah, I can go get some.
Thank
Mhm. And that's it for youth services.
Oh, thank you very much. That was for you. And teen services?
I am Sarah Weisinger, talking for Teen Services. You can move forward to the next one for April. So we had a open play gaming console night in April. It should say April 1st. That was teen night. I'm sorry, it was for the mistake. Instead of April 22, it should be April 1. Slide copying. We had a lot of different kids coming in. We set up as many video game stations as we could. I think we had like 5 of them, and they were all occupied much of the night. I'm sorry the pictures are not more interesting, but when you get kids playing video games in a focused way, you hear more sounds. And in the teen zone, it was lots of laughing. And we have one new game called Gang Beasts, which had people screaming and cackling. It was kind of fun to hear. It was kind of done as a preview of what would happen, so we could understand what games they like and what games they didn't like, what games were easy, what were difficult. And then our ultimate goal, probably more in the August, September timeframe, is to have a video gaming tournament. And so this just helped us plan it out a little bit along the way. I think it was more popular at Southmost, more people, but we had dedicated, like it was 14 dedicated people for like 2.5 hours. So for Teen Advisory and Teen Thursday, which was happening at Southmost, diamond painting night, and they showed up early, very excited because at our library, diamond painting is one of the top activities that people love to do. Again, the pictures can be challenging because people are basically looking down, focusing on their work. But we had a pretty good, solid attendance at both libraries for it, and we got people from a bunch of ages. Up at the top table, you see a mom came with her 3 sons, and she's been coming pretty regularly to things. And one of them was like, there's no way I'm doing this. And so we gave them some of the puzzles that we have normally in the library, and they literally had a great time with that. So, you know.
Wins again.
That's good.
For Teen Anime in April, we watched a really long movie, but a really great movie. It's called Belle. And then we did for a craft, as people were working through the movie, we did a little tomo in felt. It was a little bit challenging, but people seemed to enjoy it. And it's very cute actually when it's done. The crown was made in Makerspace, so it was kind of a small collaboration to make that happen. And of all the movies that we've had in teen anime, at least in the time frame that I've been here, I had more people watching this one from beginning to end. Like we're literally sitting at the end, sorry, a little crying, a little happy at the same time. And it was kind of nice to see people stick through the full movie. So Belle was. And I don't have a preview of the next month events for teen nights. We did bookmarks with recycled comics and magazines, and that was a pretty big success. And we just did a teen advisory, a simple thing, because kids are finishing up projects at school and kind of stressed. We just did Pokemon puzzles and snacks, and they really kind of like just hanging out with their friends. It's nice to see them all kind of making friends from regular attendees. And it's even, you know, in the teen world, they're starting to kind of hang out and like each other, and girls keep like poking boys, and he's like, leave me alone. Like, it's just cute to see them. Join. So, and I know Courtney will talk more about some of those things. These are some of the things that had happened. Also, we did the Teen Fest, which is the photo on the left, which was, talked to lots of teens who went there to collect stuff, learn stuff, and then kind of, there were some entertainment things going on. It was held downtown in a really great building. I can't, like on 11th Street, I think, like a performing arts center. And then I also did an outreach at the battlefield, and we did a lot there. We did some crafts, we did a puppet show, and there's a picture on the top. It's a little small, sorry. Harry doing a puppet show, telling the story with like 5 boys who were working about 8 different puppets, and they were going crazy. It was lots of fun. It made me kind of wish we had puppets here, but I think we used to, and then we stopped probably during the pandemic, which makes total sense. I've been putting up displays as a way of testing the collection, and also helping to celebrate and support holidays. There's a disability display, and you'll see them in the teen area and in the teen zone. I've also had a lot of books that were not circulating in like historical fiction. And so I was trying to see if I could kick up interest in some older titles before we weeded them out. And so you'll see those in my zone. The last picture is probably the coolest one. It was a busy Friday. I think there were a lot of people on vacation, but we found a way to make it work. A teacher showed up with a project, and she had about 12 kids with her of a big range of ages. And she was like, oh, can you help them find like sources? They've got a big project they've got to put together. And it turned into a really great experience. At least for me, it was great. And they all kind of walked away with smiles on their faces, which made me happy. We talked a little bit about the Dewey Decimal System. We had just done a staff training, and so it was like fresh in my mind. We could talk about subject categories and how they work across all public libraries and school libraries. If you go find 641 in one place, you're going to find it in another place. And then they went wandering the library to find the stuff. I showed them a little bit on the catalog and gave them sign-in stuff for computers. And then they started coming back and they said, help me figure out what my Dewey category is for my subject area. Which I know that sounds so nerdy, but it's a library thing. So they now know how to do research in a couple of different kinds of libraries. They all walked out with like 10 to 12 books for their research report. They were weeding through the sources with their friends. Oh, that one looks better than this one. It was really kind of cool to see them use the library for schoolwork, and the teacher was there also supporting them at the same time. So it was a good day. I feel like I earned my salary.
Wow. What school was that? Or like, how did they show up here?
That was the funny thing. I don't know what school it was. She
Oh,
showed
okay.
up at them out of nowhere and said, can you help? And we just kind of jumped in to help. And then we got busy in other places. And
Yeah. Oh, okay.
them. And, you know, and we just made them take a picture at the end because they were just all kind of
Yeah,
hanging.
there's a couple of schools like that are
Yeah,
just,
they just show up.
they're like a couple, maybe about 40 students, 30 students, and they do that. I've had them show up at the shop, do stuff.
Did you say you went to a battlefield, like to the Palo Alto
Yeah,
battlefield?
hello.
Okay.
She'll tell you.
And, okay,
Okay.
I'll wait for you then.
Very soon. More coming soon.
There's, okay, well, yeah, there's something on outreach too. Okay, we're, Makerspace.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Alan Polanco. I'll be presenting for Makerspace. For May, we had the intro to direct-to-film printing. It was more to promote the new machine we had just got. And we printed out a bunch of graphics of anime, Pokemon, would like to be put on a tote bag. So we provided tote bags and the designs, and we had the heat press here for them to press their designs.
Okay.
So we had like a little line of people, it was a table first, and then they would pick out their designs. And then from there, we would have the heat press, and they would just kind of get their little designs on the bag, and then we would press it, and they would be able to go home with the bag. And we would also explain the process of the machine, as well as the cost and what we ask for when they do want to make their own, let's say, shirts or even another tote bag. For May, we got about 60 people, and then at Saltos, we got 50.
Okay.
Good number.
We got a new machine. It's another 3D printer, but the reason why I wanted us to get this one, or the collective makerspace, was so we could take it to outreaches. It's a very nice machine. It's the same brand and company as to the other printers we have. It's super easy to use. You can just click a button. You don't have to mess with any of the bag leveling or anything, and it starts printing. And it's super fast. So if we have something at outreaches that we want people to take home, and it's printing and it finishes, they can take it home right there, right then and there.
It's a 3D printer.
Bamboo Labs A1.
For me, our expression theater coming this Thursday. It's where we show we have the expression theater and we show little movies about stars. For June, we're gonna be providing the patrons with little canvases, and they're gonna paint. I use these as examples because that's what we had around, but they can paint what they like. For July, we're gonna be doing door hangers. We're gonna be using our laser engraver to cut out the wood, and then the patrons are gonna get to paint it. And that's
That's good. Outreach.
Good evening. My name is Courtney Taylor. I'm the Library Services Coordinator. Before I begin this part of the presentation, I just want to touch base on an initiative that Ms. Almer and I went to with our Special Needs Advisory Board for the city of Brownsville. That was part of the displays that Ms. Sarah got to talk about each year for the last 3 years. We have done a disability book inclusion selection where we've promoted how inclusive our collection is. This year, when we promoted it through all different divisions of our library, showing those different displays. And we were again nationally picked up to share both through Facebook and through other media outlets in regards to this. Our SNAP is very impressed with everything that our library has done, including our extravaganza sensory hours. And we get compared a lot to parks and shown as something that's even more inclusive and someone who's willing to work with them a lot. So we've definitely been, thanks to all of these different librarians and different sections, making sure that we're super inclusive and that we learn and grow with our community. To go back to extravaganza, for the outreach tables or in-reach tables, we were able to see 608 people, which is over 66% of the overall attendance there. A lot of them were very surprised to learn about our different databases. When it says able to do our in-reach tables, she definitely promotes Mingo languages and Free Gal Canopy very well to our public. So we're able to get more people looking at different language inclusive events throughout there, as well as to give out certain giveaways that we frequently do. Next slide, please. We supported Earth Day through at least 2 events. For the Gladys Porter Zoo, we ended up doing Party for the Planet. We're able to see 435 patrons there. We gave out seeds and seed printers to promote Earth Day, as well as doing erasers and additional books that we had on stand. our next place that we Fest. So they were able to collaborate with the department to show more about learning. We promoted our DTF printer in case they wanted to do t-shirts on any of the different nonprofits that they wanted to collaborate with, any causes that they wanted to promote within themselves, that they would be able to do that through our makerspace. And then they were able to give out like different book erasers and stuff. We furthered our Easter event with collaboration with Housing Authority of City of Brownsville. So they really liked Dogman. They were telling us more about what our library means to them. So we had children tell us about our dino wall and the first time they saw it, as well as when they've gotten to go to story time and see those different types of events. So they had positive comments about like Kat and Lizette, who often do story time and how they engage with the different songs and everything that they do. Bringing it back to the subject that Miss Sarah mentioned, RGB Teen Fest was in collaboration with a multitude of organizations that are listed there, but the main collaborator being Healthy Futures of Texas. We had our teen librarian be collaborating with them on full setup of this event. So they were able to plan it to help teens see what their resources are throughout Brownsville, as well as give more information on what they want to see from us. So Miss B hosted a teen cafe, which was an open discussion amongst the parents and teens to be able to like instantly communicate between the parent and the child, or the teen, excuse me. And then Boohoo gave out free books, which is why we did not. We had giveaways of raffles that were there, as well as they did health classes during it as well through UT Health. That's why you see the mom suit, just in case they were going to make that choice in the future. Next slide, please. To speak about Palo Alto Battlefield, we went to the Junior Rangers Day Fun Fest. This day, there was several events that we had to choose from, and we ended up choosing because one, our state stats, and two, the meaningfulness that it would mean to these junior rangers based on what we were going to do at them. A lot of places invite us to kind of table, but when we have the literacy component, when we have that opportunity to really connect, that's the stuff that we want to invest more in. So as Ms. Sarah mentioned, Harry and Myra took on the challenge last minute that they asked us to do a story time, including the puppet show. So they had Miss Myra and a bunch of the kids working the puppets, as you can see at the bottom picture, and one of the pictures to the right center of all the kids who were the actors for that story time. They also did a craft time where they got to build out bug crafts and then do different activity pages that we provided for them about native Texas plants and animals, I believe. So they really, really were excited about it. After this, they ended up sending us a letter saying how thankful they were that we showed up and we were able to help them and how much it meant to all of their junior rangers, which I thought was super thoughtful because not everybody remembers you after the event, right? And they took that extra time to send the card. So it was really a beautiful moment. Even the small moments, can't quite see because Mr. was being cut off by whatever boxes there. But the kid pulled out one of our short 3D prints. And he's like, oh my God, look at how big this is compared to Harry, who's like, what, 6'4", you know? So they were using it comparatively of like, I really feel like I could be a hero in a story because I can take on this giant of a man, right? So it's just one of those things where it's something we're passionate about in library services is those library moments where we really mean the world to the kids. Going more towards the adult side, we also had the nonprofit resource fair. This is hosted by our grants department every year, and it's a space to allow us to find additional collaborative partners throughout the city. So we had a ton of people come and ask us about grants that we're working on, how we can better collaborate for story times with them, if we'd be willing to allow them to tour our facilities, and other future things that we're really hoping we'll be able to get off the ground so we can make our library even greater. We were able to see 86 different adult organizations throughout this event. So that was super key. Breaking us down to the statistics, we go to us being at 8 events with about 1,000.4 people. That leaves our year-to-date total to over 13,000 just at school. Some of the places we're going to be seeing in this month we're currently is Olivia for their career day. The All Hazards Resource Fair will be at our library through Emergency Management Department. So we'll be there while they're in our building. And then we are going to have our One City Informational Fair. That's where every city department is there to talk to our public about what we can offer, how we can help you, what jobs are available, everything. So if you know anybody who wants to know what the city's doing, that's the place that I would tell you to go. Anybody got any questions?
No, just on the updates, last Tuesday, Jose Gonzalez, my wife and myself met with, administration over at Stell to inaugurate one of the little casitas.
Yeah, we saw
Yeah, thanks. Well, we're gonna open and we're gonna meet on the 25th, with Oliveira Middle School to sponsor another one. And we hope to get as many schools as we can in the coming time. But one of the things is, if you, Cindy Castro Rodriguez, the library specialist, the administrator,
Dr. Castro.
Dr. Castro, yeah. She's a friend, you know, it's like, you know, she would, they're gonna have an event out at, Lopez High School, Colorín, Colorado. 40 authors are coming down, so maybe we could, that's a good point for us to go out there and put some outreach. Well, they invited 40, so far 19 have signed on.
When's the date on that? Is that?
And there's, I think they're still, I didn't get the dates. She didn't give me specific dates. She just told me that she would like to see the library. And then also one of the things on outreach, I think Stowe Middle School is interested in having one of their staff development days here at the library.
They are scheduled for the 22nd, I believe, in the afternoon,
Okay.
the end of the year. Session.
Oh, this year?
Mhm.
Okay, so they moved it up. 'Cause we talked to them last week and
It's gonna be this year. It's gonna be next
Okay.
week.
next week?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause
And we're gonna give them a tour of the library.
yeah, that's what they wanted to do. Right? So it's-
And I have couple of updates. We finished the restrooms, at least the first component. We have new plumbing, we have new fixtures. We're gonna go second component when time permits after the events to put new stalls and new flooring. And hopefully that would definitely feel like a brand new restrooms. And the other update, speaking of June 2nd, we're gonna have, as part of our work plan, we're gonna start June 2nd for pilot until the end of the fiscal year. Adding an extra hour, opening an hour early. Opening currently our schedule is Monday to Thursday, 10 in the morning to 9 p.m. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we noticed that there's people want coming earlier, and so we're gonna do a pilot hour, see what data says to open 1 hour just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That way we simplify the ordinance to conflict of schedules. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be 9 to 9. And then Friday will be 10 to 6.
Yeah.
And see how that goes. I think the data, when we open, people are anxious to come into,
Yeah.
and this is both branches. And so hopefully that will.
I know you had brought that up,
Yeah,
a couple of months ago.
And so it's gonna be starting, coinciding with the summer reading program.
So we got some people-
Before we leave, I just want to congratulate you and all your staff for that award that you all received for the second time. That speaks volumes. So
Good.
So thank you.
it's just all your work. So it's just a good reflection of everything you'll do. So very excited to see
You guys
that.
are doing great.
Excited.
I know when I talk to people from other cities, they do talk about our library. And when we talk about other stuff like, hey, what do you got to do? It's good. And And if you're wondering, no, I'm not a guy nerd. I do deal with city stuff and we talk to them, and our library is the gem of the valley. Actually, I want to say the gem of South Texas. I don't think you can find a library like this side of Corpus. I don't even think Corpus has one like us. Right?
They have smaller ones. They have a main one, and then smaller ones. They have like 5 branches, but they're small and they're combined with parks.
Yeah.
My understanding.
Right. Any other comments? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I motion to.
I
Motion.
have a comment if we can, sorry, a
Okay.
little late to it. I just wanted to update, I saw a new little library at the Sonic and one at the Tony Gonzalez Park right across from them. And just to let, I believe it's Jose, know that the Children's Museum is already running low. It only had about a couple of books in it.
The libraries are growing good.
Yes, they're beautiful. I was so excited to see them and I took pictures so I can send them to y'all.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, so enter a motion to have a motion to adjourn.
A motion.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and second. All approved? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Bye.
Aye. Motion carries.
It's a little bit lagged.
Meeting's adjourned.
Bye, thank you.